This is Charlie with Hellhounds Run. I hope you enjoy tonight's work, and if you do, like and subscribe, drop me a comment. I hope you enjoy listening. So tonight's installment's called Barista Vision. I hope you enjoy. It's me again, everyone. Dave, I mean. I'd love to tell you all about the last few days here at the bar, but I'm really freaking out here. I came in yesterday and someone else had been on my laptop. Yeah, okay, so I shouldn't have left it at work, but I didn't think anyone would mess with it. I feel so violated. Someone calling themselves Gert got access to all my files and even published a story on here for all of you to see. It wasn't even well written, just drivel. Not that I'm an expert or anything, but come on. Anyway, I've got my laptop on lockdown now and I've been watching. I hate to say this, but the story makes sense. The only way this place stays clean and repaired would be for some magical race of fairies or goblins to be doing the cleaning after I close every night. And considering everything else I've seen here, is it really that strange a concept? Tentacle people, hunters, demons, and necromancers have all drank at this bar. So why not invisible and hyper-violent cleaning staff? Who knew they'd be so stabby? I opened about 20 minutes ago and did my pre-opening walkthrough for invisible murder janitors with still no results. Elle, my girlfriend, was due to stop by in a few minutes. Okay, so maybe girlfriend is too broad a term. But I was hopeful. God, I'm such a schmuck. She's just so beautiful and innocent. Like all the goodness in the universe shines out through her eyes. Call me a simp if you want, it's still how I feel. Whatever. Anyway, she should be here any minute. I got the chairs down stacked and the ice stocked behind the bar before I heard the bell above the door give its tinkle. I had been searching for the mop for the last few minutes and I couldn't find it anywhere. Marcus must have been in the bar recently. I froze for a second, the gerbils holding their breath. I wasn't sure whether I was more afraid it was Elle or some eldritch being of madness and decay jonesing for some liquid anesthesia. Both seemed equally terrifying at that moment. The gerbils mocked my fear as I turned slowly towards the door and saw the greatest vision of beauty the universe could bestow. All I could see was the light from the door granting her beauty a halo of goodness as she graced the bar with her gentle presence. It was a moment worthy of an 80s movie montage, even with the gerbils making gagging sounds in the echoes of my addled mind. Dave, are you okay? She asked as she walked in. Her chestnut hair fell perfectly around her shoulders and framed her face with character and peace. She had such delicious curves hinted at but mostly hidden under a rose. Her dark green eyes held a world of light and glowed with her inner joy. Dave, she said in a more concerned tone. Her voice was like the gentle sounds of doves on the wind. Oh God, I needed to answer her. I'm okay, I croaked and tried again. Sorry, yeah, I'm good. I just can't seem to find the mop, I wheezed and tried to laugh a little. Sir Putz a lot at your service, madam. Geeky and awkward is my specialty. You're cute when you're startled, she said and walked towards me. I'm cute? I asked dazedly. She thought I was cute. This wasn't happening. She giggled. Of course, silly, and I brought you a muffin, she said excitedly. I just noticed she had been carrying an oversized muffin in her hand. It's blueberry. That is what you like, right? She asked. Yeah, I stammered. But how did you know that? Oh, I pay attention, Dave, to everything about you, she smiled as she said it. This is really good, I mumbled through bites of the muffin. The wrapper had some kind of ball or something as its logo. I always skip breakfast and I was starving. Where did you get this? I asked. It was delicious. There's a new coffee shop down the street, she said, and sat in one of the chairs. She motioned for me to sit as well. I sat without thinking. The muffin was so good. It's called Oracle Dreams, and it has some great stuff. I saw the muffins on the way here, and I knew you hadn't eaten, she said, and looked down for a moment. She seemed almost shy. Thank you, I stammered. That was the nicest thing anyone had done for me in a while. I was blushing, but I couldn't look away from her. I felt entranced. I couldn't not look at her. It was like a compulsion. But if I were to die, there were many more horrible ways than staring adoringly at Elle as I munched a muffin. I mean, Okay, I didn't mean that the way it sounded. Or read. Anyway, moving on. That was really nice, I mumbled. Okay, so I was embarrassed, but she was beautiful and funny, and I was just some idiot bartender who worked too much and had a penchant for letting his mouth try to get him killed. She just seemed way out of my league. Guys like me never get the girl. We barely get to live. Oh, I'd do just about anything for you, Dave, she said and leaned towards me. My mind fixated on visions of what anything could be, but for once, my mouth remained closed. All praise the goldfish. Wait, she was leaning towards me. Were we finally gonna, kiss? And where was that giggling coming from? I sat stunned as she moved closer. I mean, sure, I'd kissed girls before. Lots of times, really. Really? But this was Elle. Our lips were so close to touching I could feel her breath on my face. Almost. The little bell on top of the door gave its happy little jingle and Elle sprang back for me. She was breathing heavily and wouldn't look at me as the customer, came in. Hi, an overly cheerful voice chimed in the bar. Anyone here? Elle hurriedly backed away from the table and from me as the dreadfully cheerful person entered. She looked startled, almost frightened. Hi, the young girl said as she saw us. I'm Sydney, like Sydney, Australia, she said and giggled. Yes, she actually giggled. Ugh. She was maybe 5'4" and looked to be of Asian descent. Short black hair and a yellow jacket covering blue jeans completed the look of superb cheerfulness. Was this what ultimate evil looked like? Elle looked at the specter of cheerfulness and then back at me. I'm sorry, I've got to go, she said and started for the door. Wait, I brought coffee, Sydney, like Sydney, Australia said. Sure enough, she was carrying 4 cups of what smelled like a divine holy substance. I was convinced coffee was what they were talking about when ancient myths described manna and ambrosia. Coffee, I said hopefully. The gerbils took over for a minute, sniffing the air. Little caffeine-addicted furry monsters, all of them. No, really, Elle muttered as she sprinted out the door. Great, I was so close to a kiss. Finally, a kiss with a real girl. The girl of my dreams. I mean, I've kissed girls before. I have. I turned to Sydney and she was watching the contrail from Elle's departure. She turned back to me with a quizzical expression on her face before lighting me up with the Jumbotron 3000 smile again. Damn thing could have blinded the sun. So, I brought coffee and some snacks from my new shop. Happiness pulsed from her in waves. But there were snacks. Surely anyone bringing snacks and coffee couldn't be completely evil. I stopped and looked closer. Nope, her eyes weren't glowing either. I breathed a sigh of relief. Well, thanks, I mumbled. But are you sure you meant to bring that, here? Of course, she giggled again. My gran and I just opened our coffee shop down the lane and we thought it would be a great idea to bring samples to some of the other businesses. Goodwill and all that. Her sentence kind of drifted off. It may have had something to do with the look of utter confusion on my face. Goodwill? Coffee shop? Come on, gerbils, don't fail me now. Oh, I thought one of the holy women had been in the shop earlier, she said as she drifted closer. For a moment, she seemed confused. Huh? I asked. Loquacious as always, yep, that's me. The wrapper on the table, she said, coming to stand in front of me. That's from our shop, she said and held up a similarly wrapped item with a little crystal ball logo on the wrapper. It was another muffin like the one Elle had given me. Oh yeah, Elle brought that for me, I said kind of dumbly. Okay, so I wasn't the greatest at talking to pretty girls. I wasn't intimidated or anything, just hadn't had a lot of practice. Strange, Sydney said. I could have sworn the lady earlier was way older, but, whatever, she said. She lit me up with another sun-scorching smile. Maybe it was someone else from the temple, I said. Liz was young, so of course it was someone else. Duh. Oh man, now I was doing it. Of course, she burbled. You're kind of cute. Huh? I said again. No one had ever told me I was cute before. Like I said, just a lack of practice, right? Was that your girlfriend, Sydney asked. Hell yeah, I guess you could say that, I replied. I wasn't blushing, I wasn't. Damn it, Dave, stop looking at your feet. I looked back up at Sydney. Too bad, she said and giggled. But, anyway, our shop is called Oracle Dreams and we make the best coffees and sweets this side of the multiverse, she said and handed me a cup of coffee. Since I was trying to appear suave and debonair and not say a single thing to make me look as stupid as I felt, I took a sip of the coffee and moaned. It was what life must have been like when it exploded into existence. It tasted so good my legs started shaking like when I... Okay, never mind that. This is amazing, I said. The gerbils were doing a virtual gymkhana in my head, supercharged meth-infused gerbils. This was not going to end well. Somehow I knew you would say that, Sydney said with a far-off look. She snapped back to reality quickly. So you like it, she asked. I love it, I said, and I really did. It was flavored exactly how I liked it. Sugar, just a splash of cream, and the perfect temperature. It was like she knew. Oracle Dreams, that's a unique name for a business, I observed. It was my grand's idea, Sydney says. She was some kind of fortune teller back in the old days. She likes to kid me about living in a cave with other women and telling fortunes, but I know she's just got to be joking. Oh, why is that? I asked and took another sip. It was like something I couldn't write about here, had just drizzled liquid goodness on my tongue. Because, silly, no one lives in caves anymore, she said. Her tone was gently mocking, but not in a mean way. More like she thought I was being stupid on purpose to tease her. If only she knew I wasn't acting most days. Ah, of course, I said with a small laugh. Though my apartment kind of seems like one, I said, half jokingly and half trying not to sound depressed. Maybe I could pay the cleaning staff from here to do my apartment? Maybe if I paid them, they'd stop trying to kill me? Even the gerbils gave me the side eye on that thought. Well, Sydney said, maybe I'll get to see it sometime. I choked and coffee shot out my nose. Huh? What? I tried to say while drowning. I was also trying to look around. I thought I heard some kind of hissing from near the bar. Grippy Socks Farms, here I come. I quickly looked back at Sydney, hoping she hadn't noticed. Oh, not like that, silly, she said with a smile. You have a girlfriend, and I don't poach other women's boyfriends. But maybe as friends? I just moved here, and I don't really know anyone, she trailed off. She suddenly looked unsure of herself. Yeah, of course, absolutely, I said. I don't have many either. Friends, I mean, so yeah, I'd really like that. Really? That's great, she replied. Her whole face lit up and she was all but dancing in place. So come by the shop sometime. I'll introduce you to Gran and we can talk coffee or maybe find something to do. That sounds really good, I said. I'd never had a girl want to be friends before. Hopefully it wouldn't bother Elle. She didn't seem like the jealous type, but how would I know? Sydney set down the other cups of coffee and muffins on the table. I've got to get back to the shop, but I hope to see you soon, she said. I'll definitely come by, I said. Great, she said before getting that faraway look again. Dave, watch out for that mop. Then she turned and walked out without another word. Oh, okay, I said, not really knowing what she was talking about. I started to walk behind the bar as she gently closed the front door, and tripped over something. I fell straight on my face. I could have sworn I heard laughter somewhere in the bar. I looked up to figure out what I had tripped on, and it was a mop handle. It had been wedged beneath the bar so I wouldn't see it. How had that gotten there? Wait, had Sydney known? Hi, this is Charlie with Hellhounds Run, and I hope you've enjoyed tonight's content. If you have, follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon. And as always, thanks for listening.